Congratulations. She just retired.
I'm going to sit back there with Sherry. I don't know where you want to sit. If you want to join us.
Well, congratulations. Are you enjoying the entire life? Just happened so cold. Yeah, it could get a light in there. And then whenever it will just become automatic and you start forgetting the days and months, you know. Oh, you were tutoring them. Congratulations. Teacher job, that is so hard. My granddaughter, she had gained some weight, but her first year was with me, and so she had to do live streams, and it was rough. And just every year I see her put on more weight, and I'm going like, okay, you gotta be careful. And I don't say anything because I shouldn't talk, you know.
We watched the news. I've seen it. He was there in
So she's a good teacher. There was one project at Christmas time, and one of the parents that was helping out, she says, "Oh my gosh, I have so much fun here. Let me know next year when it happens, even though my child will be in first grade. I want to come in and play." Yeah. She says, "I want to come in and play." So, but anyway, but no, I'm in. I was thinking about the new head, and
Especially, I mean, you only have to load it into a truck. I just, oh, yeah.
So they'll do it over the phone. Yeah.
Yeah, you can ask them. They'll have stuff. Like you tell them, I only got like so many pieces of furniture I need to move.
Yeah.
Some boxes or whatever.
Yeah, and the thing is like the hutch that I use for the TV stand, it's empty. Okay.
Well, I'm surprised all the stuff was wrapped. I didn't ask them to wrap anything. Came all wrapped. When they unwrap it for you, they take all the stuff.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my daughter wants to come in and help pack up the China, and I said, sure. Because I asked her. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
yeah. Well, I was telling Lisa that I think I want to sell the China because nobody's interested in it. Yeah, and it's a real basic, it's white with real delicate silver swirls around it. It's just pretty. I'm not even going to try it. I'm going to pull out the serving of everything and it's the side dishes. You know, just take a picture of it and put it online. Because, I mean, I've got Princess and China, Crystal, yeah. It, yeah. 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 Mine is corral. Breaks it breaks. It's light. It's my hands on it.
Guy says, I'm not going there because they're too formal. Because you then break out all the fun. There's a very thing. But these kids aren't used to that, right?
Oh gosh, yeah. When my daughter, oh yeah. Well, you know, that's the thing. I taught my children how to set a table and everything. And when my daughter had her first formal, her new girlfriend and their boyfriends, they were brothers, and I called up the parents, you know, because they were like barely making ends meet. I said, look, I will put together a very simple, nice dinner, and I'll use the china, like they're eating out, the candles and everything. And they go, wow. And for a few moments later, the husband got to get on the phone. He says, well, I'm going to let them use the old Cadillac that was restored. And I'm going like, you're going to let them use the Caddy? Well, yeah, we're just going to let them go out in style. And when the kids found out, they were like, wow. You know, I even had a child take out an old platter, you know. If they wanted dessert, it was there. And there was, yeah, you know, 2 sets of forks, 2 sets of spoons, and all of that, the butter dish. And the kids, the other kids were like, and Lisa says, just follow me. And she knew which one to go with. I mean, I set down a plate with a little bit of lettuce and everything, dresses. I took it, and then when I took their plate, I took the big plates, I put their meal on it, and they were like, it was just Salisbury steak, mashed potatoes, yeah, and they were like, wow. Freshman year is important. That's what, yeah. And I don't know where that went. Yeah. Well, I grew up with the napkin under the knife, and then I found out it goes beside the knife, and I said, how come you put it in? She says, well, when we go outside to eat, the napkin flies away, so we just put the knife on it. And I'm like, oh. I says, Mom, you do know it just goes to your side. She goes, okay. Yeah. Well, we're getting ready. 1, 2, no.
So now you really don't have a
You don't have a reason. Well, you can.
Right. Yes. You could still I always look at it and watch just in case. Like, we don't know. I mean, like.
Everybody's sitting in the back that knows this from the front, so.
And I don't mind.
Yeah. And I don't miss it.
We're still coming in.
That's Mexico.
Well, I've got the apartment, but I'm not in it. It's an older home. 2 in a row.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over.
Morning.
Can we turn the mic on? Podium mic, please.
Left turn.
Left turn, thanks.
You got it?
Are we good? Nope, not yet. So, we have some people that are across the United States that are watching on Zoom. We want to say welcome to them very quickly while we get our mic online, or guess what? I can just talk loud.
Yeah.
There you go.
Be natural.
Yeah. I wouldn't know anything about that. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to New Thought Community, everybody. I am Reverend Ana Maria Lopez, and we are here to celebrate, and allow and let that love and that peace that Liz shared with all of us. So we just take a moment to bow our heads in prayer. In fellowship and in comfort, we come together as one heart, one heartbeat, knowing that Liz created this day for all of us to come together in all walks of life so we may see how we go out in the world and we share love. We share this light. We gather today with heavy hearts and hopefully fun stories. And that together we know that we walk with her today, yesterday, and all days coming. In this sacred prayer, in God's name I say amen. Amen. Thank you, God. So it is. Aho. I'd like to invite up Reverend Connie Trice for our opening treatment and prayer.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, Liz was a very practical person,
Yes.
as we all know. And she had good advice for all of us, whether we wanted it or not. But that was okay with me. Because when I was in my dire straits sometimes, I'd call Liz and she would tell me a treatment, she'd give me a treatment, or tell me a book to read. And it was always right spot on. Liz practiced, as we do here at New Thought Community, something called optimistic prayer. She had a recognition of the limits of our biology, but at the same time, she wasn't attached to outcome because she knew that she had a solid knowing of the limitless abundance of God. This was the prayer that she read to herself every morning, and it was written by Ernest Holmes out of this book called How to Use the Science of Mind. I know that there is one mind. That mind is God, and that mind is my mind. So also is there one body. That body is spiritual, and that body is my body. So every organ, every function, every action and reaction of my body is in harmony with the divine creative spirit. I have both the mind of Christ and the body of God. I live in the one mind and act through the one body in accord with divine harmony, perfection, and poise. Every organ of my body moves in accord with perfect harmony. The divine circulates through me automatically, spontaneously, and perfectly. Every atom of my being is animated by the divine perfection. My body and every part of it is made of pure substance, God. It cannot deteriorate. This instant, this infinite substance within me that is constantly flowing through me takes form and likeness of perfect, whole, and complete cells. My body, spirit and form, knows no time, knows no degree. It knows only to express fully, instantaneously. The perfect life of God now expresses through me, and every part of my body expresses its innate perfection and wholeness. And so it is.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Carol Ann Rubin. Hi. That first song we opened with is called We Let It Be. And all the songs that we're going to do for you today were either Liz's favorites or inspired by Liz. And this one is called I Release and I Let Go. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you got to let it go.
Yes, let it go.
Let it all go. And this is what you got to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. 'Cause I'm only here for This next one, some of you might also know, it's called I'll Fly Away. Check 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some bright morning when the sky is all, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. When the shadows of this life are gone, I'll fly away. Like a bird from prison bars has flown, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away.
case you haven't noticed, we like music. We, not only do we like music, but we like when we make music and sing together. So if at any time any of these songs you know, please sing along with us. I'd like to invite up next Reverend Susan Fosdick.
Liz was grounded in spiritual principles that we teach here, and I think Connie alluded to this too. Anytime that I reached out to her and things weren't going as I wanted in my life, she would make sure to point me to treatment, spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer that we do here. And she wanted to make sure that you know, at one time she wanted to make sure whatever it was going on, that I had this book that she really liked. It's called Treat Yourself to Life. So pray yourself, right, into life. And she gave me a copy of it. So my first reading is out of this book. You are in a universe that is eternal, so you might as well adjust to it now. You need not worry about the end of the world. You need not fear the insecurity of the future. You need not fear disease or death. You are alive and the universe is alive. You always have been alive and the universe always has been alive. You always will be alive somewhere and the universe will always be at that point where you will be. For you are in an infinite system, which is God in action. You are in this infinite system, and it is moving under a law of good and an impulse of right action. It moves under a creative law of production. The universe will continue whether you fear or do not fear, whether you have faith or do not have faith. The universe is eternity and infinity. Either flow with it, with the faith. I shall not be afraid, for within me is the action of God. Or you go against it and you say, world conditions are terrible. You can live in either world you select. You alone can decide the world in which you are going to live, because it is your world. It is made up on the conclusions of your consciousness. Why not live in it with faith? And then again, from How to Use the Science of Mind, this is just a short little treatment. I now let divine power flow through me. I permit the divine spirit to fill me with its perfect life. I have complete faith in God. Therefore, I relax into the realization that I am bathed in pure spirit, in living life, in everlasting goodness. I accept the circulation of divine life, love, and energy flowing through my whole being. As this divine life flows through me, it eliminates everything that does not belong to its own perfect being. And these two readings, they just, to me, they signify how Liz lived her life.
Thank you, Reverend Susan. I'd like to next call up Reverend Dr. Wanda Moore.
Good morning. Good morning. What I normally do when folks ask for treatment from the practitioners and the ministers, we all agree and we all do treatment. In addition to that, I send a treatment to the person if I have a phone number. I just so happen to have Liz's phone number, of course, and this is the treatment that I sent to her when I found out that she had made her transition. The flow of God is in you, moving through you, and is calling you to be the perfect, I gotta see it too, to be in the perfect place for you to be at this time. Peace and blessings and light and love and divine right order are yours. In this moment, I know you feel this, so may the love of God surround you. May the light of God guide you on your way. May the grace of Spirit guard your path ahead. And so it is. Hallelujah. Amen. Peace and divine blessings, my friend. And so it is.
My friends, it's not easy to be up here. But I'll do my best. There is so much to say about Liz. Elizabeth Margaret Fabro Fratzke. Born August 16, 1954, to her Italian parents, Linda and Domenico Fabro. Now, Liz loved being Italian. She loved the big family gatherings. But most of all I would hear about was all the good Italian food. And so then I would say, okay, show me, cook me something. And she would. She was a pretty good cook. She would talk as she cooked and talk about cooking with her family and her mom. But what I would like to share a little bit right now is about Liz's heritage. You see that this is her mother and her father. I don't know who the other people are, but is that just the 2 or 4 people? I don't remember. Yeah, okay. So, Liz's family comes from Italy, and it's from a town called Malvino. Their last name coming over from Italy to the Americas, to America, their last name became Malvino because of the village and the town that they were from. On her mother's side of the family, they came over in 1910. Liz's grandmother's sister came all by herself at 17. She booked a boat in what they called the cattle boats. That's where they put as many people in the bottom of the boat to go to the Americas. Her sister did that all alone. Now, Italian families look after one another. So she had a little bit of help, but still the bravery, which all of us have seen in Liz's eyes and in Liz's attitude. For this young girl to be away from her huge family and all that she knows and not even know very much English. So she came, she was sponsored by her cousins in San Francisco. So they started to create a family in the Bay Area. Now, in 1912, Liz's grandmother came to America, and she was just 16. So first sister, second sister came over 2 years later, okay? Also being sponsored in San Francisco. Shortly after that, their mother, with the rest of their 6 siblings, came over because their father had passed away. Okay, so here's these two young girls in America scraping by, learning English, learning how to live, how to be American, and still hold on to who they are as the Italian heritage. There was just no way they could not hold on to that. For 30 years in San Francisco, in the Bay Area, their house, their original home, where all 8 siblings live, and all 8 siblings and their families would go to eat at their mother's house at least 3 times out of the week. How did they do that? They were simple. They had animals, they had chickens, they had pigs and goats, and they had gardens, which really served the family to survive the Great Depression, because they knew how to take care of each other, work the land, be nice to the animals, they feed you, be nice to the earth, she feeds us. Liz brought this into her life. Every day, she would see an animal and she'd want to take care of it. She would talk about the gardens. She would talk about her plants. She used to have a garden. She used to live in the country. And she would tell me stories. Little did I know that it was a part of her heritage. This is a book, and I'll let you look at it, of those early Italian settlers in America. Mostly she played with her older brother Albert and her older sister Gayla. They adored her. Gayla passed just about a year and a half ago, and it broke Liz's heart. They were that close. She's lost most of her family. So growing up in the Bay Area, Liz said you could run around for blocks and people would not bother you. She had the best time going into every neighbor's house. And I said, you mean everybody just let you in their house? She goes, oh yeah, all the kids just ran in and out all the time. There's one special neighbor that I want to call by name, and it's Chris Mikratz Stanek. I would drive Liz to Sacramento to visit Chris. She was like a second mother to her. And it broke my heart to call Chris to let her know of Liz's passing. And probably in another week, I will take all of this information and go and share it with her and show her our video. So, you know, Liz was feisty. Did some of you know that? She would tell me stories of when she was a kid, and like some of the boys were mean. And she found out one of the boys, a few of the boys were picking on a little doll, throwing rocks at it and things like that. She goes, so she picked up rocks and started throwing it at them and started yelling at them. There's this little girl yelling at them, and knock it off and leave that poor doggy alone. Those boys ran off. I don't blame them. Liz started working, I'm gonna skip a little bit. Liz started working at Kaiser in 1979 as a pharmacist tech. And I believe she retired, was it 2020? 40-something years. She had some seniority, huh? She started off in Santa Clara and made her way to Fresno. For those of us in Fresno, we're deeply grateful that she came to be a part of our lives and create new roots here. At one point, she talked to me about returning back to Sonoma, back to the Bay Area. And, you know, she missed the area. She missed the people that were there. And she talked it out with me. And one of the things she said to me was, you know, I love them and I can go visit them, but here is my home. The people that I have met through Kaiser, the people that I gather with here at New Thought, this is my family. I'm really glad she changed her mind this day. So I think she gave us another extra 15 years there. Liz was kind, caring, and always supportive of so many. Liz was the miracle walker. She was so appreciative that God gave her a second chance just to see how many people actually care about her, see how many people really loved her. When she recovered almost 3 years ago from the cancer in her brain, she recovered. She said she never knew that she meant so much to people. She didn't know that we loved her. And then we sat for a long time talking about how people showed up in her life and how the little things meant love. The smile, the hug, the good morning, the cookies. All of that, she had an opportunity to reflect and self-reflect for her own self on how she showed love. She was pretty private, but she loved big. When she cared about you for life. She was your loyal friend. Liz loved to camp. How many of you know that she actually loved target shooting? She just recently bought a shotgun to go skeet shooting. I'm like, all right, let's go. She liked golf. She liked learning to play the guitar. She loved to read. Hopefully soon, I'll be able to gather her books, and I want to give them away. She loved to expand her mind with many different traditions and many ideas. She was totally willing to listen to what you felt about something or how you saw something in the world. Man, did she love food. She especially loved going to eating with her friends. How many times a week? 4 times, 5 times a week you guys went to breakfast, lunch, and dinner? She loved going out and experiencing new restaurants. She always told me what she would have. She'd call me up like, this is what I had at the new restaurant. She couldn't help but share. She learned that when she got this second chance, that she didn't share enough of herself. So afterwards, she made a point to tell people that she cared about them. I watched her interact with people and in the store. She made a special effort to recognize the divinity in everyone. She did it before, but afterwards, she became something more. Her light became bigger because she let it. But what I really love about Liz, she was funny. She had this dry sense of humor. All of a sudden, we'd be sitting and watching a movie and something would pop in her head, or we'd be out eating lunch or dinner, something would pop in her head and she'd lean over and she'd talk to me and she just would say something. And I'm like, Where did that come from? And we would bust out laughing, and she'd be right there with a straight face. Liz and I were prayer partners when we first started taking classes together at Church for Today. Now, when you're prayer partners, it is a deep, intimate sharing of your life. And we continued that practice to share our lives for many, many years. Even today. I felt her talking to me this morning. Our sharing didn't always come from our history of where we came from. Our sharing was about what we were feeling today. How could we be in a state of gratitude? Liz was doing her best excuse me, to always be in that state of gratitude. Well, because we figured out right after gratitude comes joyfulness. There's a happiness that fills you up. She was a master at sharing that. And then, yes, a little private joke would come out. She always supported me. She supported this community so much that she believed that these teachings were about a sacred heart and how to love and how to allow love, how to express love and not be afraid, that she became a minister. She didn't want people to know she was a minister. She says, okay, I'll become a minister, but I don't really want to be
I don't want my name on the bulletin.
I don't want my name out there or nothing. And so I'm like, that's fine. She goes, but I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then I asked her, what are you afraid of? And she goes, I don't want to lead. I don't want to be one of those ministers that talks a lot. Oh, like how you tell us what to do?
She was good at that one. Just not from the podium.
Yeah, not from the podium. And I said to her, you are already a minister, a leader of our community, and all communities that you walk into, because you share the wisdom of your heart. She was one amazing prayer warrior. When she prayed for you, I'm not going to cuss here, but stuff happened. Now, Liz and I had a routine that I'm not sure everybody in here knows about. She would call me on Saturday mornings, and she'd say, what are you wearing? I'd ask her the same question, and we made up all kinds of stuff. One time she was like this gladiator, and she made up all of this stuff, and she told me exactly what she was wearing and how short her skirt was, for the gladiator, and how great her legs looked, and it was hilarious. She'd make things up. And then we would talk about what our Saturday meditation was going to be, so that we could meditate at the same time. Or if we found a cool new quote that we just wanted to share with each other. This voice will always be in my head. Hey Liz, what are you wearing? Thanks for coming Everyone, please read through the book. I'll share it. Please. We're going to go into, I'm going to invite up Reverend Carol and Ruben.
We have another song for you now. It's called Calling All Angels. And then after that, I'm going to invite you to come and tell stories from your life. Stories of Liz. So be thinking about that. It doesn't have to be a big story. It doesn't have to be a powerful story. You just never know what's going to happen. Just share. We are here to listen to one another. So, what are you wearing?
So I wanted to do this song for Liz because I think of her as an angel. She was always volunteering. Whenever you asked if someone wanted something to be done, she, I'll do it. So, she is and always will be an angel. Oh, a man is placed upon the steps, and a baby cries. High above you can hear the church bells start to ring. As the heaviness, oh, the heaviness, the body settles in. Somewhere you can hear a mother sing. That it's one foot in the other as you step on the road. Step out on the road. How much weight, how much, and it's how long and how far and how many times, oh, before it's too late. Calling all angels, calling all angels, walk me through this one, don't leave me alone. Calling all angels, calling all angels. We're trying, we're hoping, but we're not sure how. Oh, and every day you gaze upon the sunset with such a love and intensity. Oh, it's almost as if you could only crack the code, then you'd finally understand what this all means. Oh, but if you could, do you think you would trade it all the pain and suffering? Ah, but then you would have missed the beauty of the light upon this earth and the sweetness of believing. Calling all angels, calling all angels, walk me through this one, don't leave me alone. Oh, calling all
from our community, from the New Thought community. What you don't know is that we already think of you as part of New Thought community if you're not a regular coming here. We already claimed you, but Liz told us wonderful, wonderful stories of just how much you could see when she talked about her friends from Kaiser and her friends outside of our community, the ones we see each and every week. You could see in her body and in her face how important they were to her and how much life and joy that you brought into her existence. So I know that there's some funny stories y'all have. Is there anyone who wants to share? Anybody ready to share? It's okay, you can come up here and cry. I'll stand with you. I know you've got stories. Come on over. This is Reverend Debbie Markov.
So one time we had an auction, and my neck was hurting real bad, and Liz apparently bid on a neck warmer thing for me. And then Bob was bidding on this neck warmer thing for me. And she bid on this neck warmer thing. He won. So when he got it, and he looked over and he gave it to me, I went up and got it and said, he got it for me. And she looked at me and she goes, wow, I was going to get that for you. She goes, you have friends.
That's funny. I'll just fill in with one little one. I've been thinking since she passed about our time together in ministerial class. We were in the same ministerial program, and it's kind of a very powerfully personal time. You spend a few years together, kind of exploring what it is to be in leadership in this spiritual community. And I think all of us in that particular crew were digging in our heels, and Liz was the one that put it to voice, like, I don't want to lead. I don't want to lead. And each of us kind of felt that a little bit, but for different reasons. And I remember her saying, I don't want people to look at me and then decide, that I'm not worthy of this station. And they don't want, I want them looking at me like a leader. And I just said, do you think they don't already? Right. And she said, But right up until the time we were going to take the tests, because there's a big written exam and there's an oral exam and there's a lot of build up and a lot of hype. And right up until like weeks before, she's like, I'm not going to take those exams. I'm just here for the class. I just want to be in fellowship with everybody. And that's kind of the sense I got of Liz, the way she did everything. It wasn't, well, I want the end result. It was always, I want to be here with you. Yeah, we have a job to do, or yeah, we're trying to accomplish something, but I don't really care if we ever accomplish it or not. I'm here for the fellowship. And I will always, she would always step up and do whatever the next indicated thing was, but she really just wanted to hang out together and talk about things that were interesting and true and different than what she already thought.
Sometimes it's the journey and not the destination.
Yeah, she personified that in so many ways. So who else would like to speak about Liz? I have a story about her. Tell everybody who you are.
I'm Linda, and I just wanted to mention that Liz and I were connected because we're both dog people. And she loved her dog, and I loved the dog because I love my dog, and we were dog people.
Oh, good, go.
Oh, good.
I knew Liz from Kaiser, Pharmacy B. And we hadn't spoken since about 2008. I had transferred to another Kaiser, and then I left Kaiser's. And when I found out she passed away, I didn't realize how much she meant to me. So I'll tell you a funny thing first. But she used to bring donuts to the pharmacy, and she asked me, well, what's your favorite donut? I was like, I always just like the plain cake. I'm just a plain person, but I just like to have a lot of fun. So she would always bring me a plain cake, and for years she'd be like, I got a plain cake in the back, and she would wrap it up in a napkin and hide it so nobody would take it. And then sometimes I would go to the donuts, and I'm like, I feel like a glaze, but I always felt so bad. I couldn't. I had to get it first. Then I would maybe go back and get a glaze. And to this day, every time I go get donuts, I always feel so bad I don't get plain cake. I think I'm going to go start getting some plain cakes now. When I went to Kaiser, we were very close, and she helped me through a lot of things. But at the time, I wasn't ready to receive all of the stuff that she was giving me. So sometimes it would just be like, it would be too much, and I'm like, but she always had good advice. And now, the age I am, I realize, wow, if I would have listened to her. And it was kind of like, the same thing, like, if I would have listened to my mom, but you don't realize until either after they're gone and you don't see them for a while, that it's like, I could have, guided myself in a better way, but she's just, I hadn't seen her, but she touched my life, and I'll never forget her. She meant a lot to us at Kaiser. And I know she helped a lot of people there just by listening and laughing. And I remember, she always used to be my date to things, I'd be like, I'll pick you up. And I go to her house and pick her up. And she was just a lot of fun to hang out with. And she was very funny. And we call it being on the line at Kaiser when we were filling prescriptions. And when we would get the giggles, or she would see something, and she would look, and she'd do that eyebrow. I totally forgot about the eyebrow. I mean, she had the best eyebrow. Oh, yeah. I practice at home, and I'm like, I can't do that. Just not the same thing. So, best eyebrow. Yeah. And so, but we would laugh, and we couldn't stop, and then we would get into trouble, but it was all worth it, because it was just so much fun. But I'll remember her for the rest of my life, and the work I do on myself now, I think she would appreciate it, and I could have a really good conversation with her about it. But, I believe that, she's looking down, smiling, and I think it's pretty awesome, and hopefully where she is, she'll get to meet my mom, and they'll get to talk, because I know I talked to her about my mom. And so, yeah, exactly. And so anyway, I just want to tell her that I love her, and she touched a lot of lives, and she was valued. So, thank you. Thank you.
Change my mind now.
No, come on. Come on up.
Come on down, Dorothy.
You must have a yard party.
Oh, well, you guys know that I don't do this well in front of people. But Liz and I and that group back there, you guys know who you are. The pandemic group that fought it. We were not going to be separated, and guess whose idea that was? It wasn't mine. It's like, we need to get together. We're being suffocated here. Let's get together. And sure enough, at your house. Why my house? I don't know, but we're doing it at your house. She brought a fire pit. We put the fire pit, me, her, and my two sisters put the fire pit. You want to see 4 women trying to put a fire pit together? It was not pretty. We got it together, it burned. Then none of us could do fire. Catherine, thank God, you know how to do fire. We had the thing lit. it was, you know, when I came to New Thought, she was already here. And she sat right there, and I sat behind her always. And I don't know what happened. I mean, at first I didn't know her. She was just sitting there, and I was sitting there. And then, I don't know, we started talking, and before you know it, we became tight and close. And then I seen her like almost every other day, or, you know, 3 times a week. And it's like everything you said, you know, she doesn't want to be in control, but hey, she told me exactly. We're gonna have turkey at your house. I'll buy the turkey. Corned beef hash, your house. Okay? And me being the social person that I'm not. Of course it wasn't my house. I loved it. You know, I love having a group of people and enjoy the camaraderie of, yeah, that word, of people at my house and getting together. And we would have interactions with each other. Sometimes she would come to my house and she'd go with us because I'd pick Beverly up. Saturday's Beverly's day for me. I don't know if you guys know, but that's my buddy Beverly back there. And Saturday is my day with Beverly, and we hang. So she would come over, we'd go. Food. We were into food first. We tried restaurants all over this town. Anywhere. We go, Chinatown, I don't care, you know, downtown. We were everywhere in this town because we loved eating food, obviously. But you know, it was great to have her as a friend, and I'm really having a hard time because I'm trying to stop crying and not talk at the same time. You know, we had a blast with her, and to see her, she fought this thing. She fought it, and I thought she was going to be here for a long time. And to realize that she's gone, I just want to keep her memory, and I want to just know that Thanksgiving or turkey, anybody wants to bring it, my house, I'll cook it. Devil eggs, oh man, here's the thing with devil eggs. She doesn't like making them, but I love devil eggs. I said, you got to bring the devil eggs. Oh, no, they're too hard. You can't bring them. No, I'm not going to bring them. I said, well, you know, I'm going to really miss them. No, here she comes with devil eggs.
Yeah. They're delicious.
She made great devil eggs.
Yeah.
She made great devil eggs.
She keeps them on the side for me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She brought a whole pan to our house. And thank you. I got people that now do it for me. Bring me devil eggs, or want to bring me devil eggs. Try to bring me devil eggs. I mean, you know, we're all going to miss her. And it's unbelievable that she's gone. I'm thankful that she's not in the pain that she was, because it was really hard there. That last month was really hard. You could see the deterioration, and you could see that. I mean, I think we all could see that it was getting hard. But you know, I could be up here all day telling you stories. We had a blast. We had fun, and she was just a great person to be around. I didn't know her. Like all the Kaiser people probably knew her for a long time. I knew her for about 6-7 years, but the 6-7 years was packed. And we just did a lot of really neat things together. And jokes, she was funny. Again, I'm Dorothy, by the way. So,
thanks, Dorothy.
Is there anyone else who'd like to speak? Share a story?
I'll go.
Okay, you'll go.
Liz calling.
Liz calling.
Ask her what she's wearing.
What do you
Isn't that funny? Yeah. You texted me this morning.
I know.
We'll start our own tea.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay, I have nothing planned for what to say. I made like a Facebook post or whatever like that after
Liz died, just sort of sharing to, I work with her at Kaiser, by the way, so I'm in that group. And, you know, when I told my coworkers at Kaiser that she passed away, a lot of them just said, you know, I'm really sorry for you. I know you two were close. And it's true, we were close, but I think one thing that really resonates with me is when you spent time with Liz, it was such a one-on-one soul connection. You would never think, and yet at the same time, you can't help but not be surprised at how much she was loved. But like, you would never think there was any competition with anyone else, because she just like, oh my God, she just infiltrated, you know. And when I heard about the pandemic group, I mean, I you know, never like bore actual witness to it, but she talked about you guys all the time, and I absolutely loved that. I mean, COVID was hard enough as it was, and you know, some people's friend groups and general social lives completely changed or disappeared during that time. But Liz knew that her friends were all that she had, and she was not going to sacrifice that. And I absolutely loved how important she made you feel, and it's just, God, I'm really, like I said, I have nothing planned to say, and I'm kind of at a loss for words. But if there's anyone I want to grow up to be like, it's Liz. I am. What big shoes to fill. I will miss her very much. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. Really.
You got one more?
Oh, one more.
Oh, yes, come.
I'm part of the pandemic people. And then later the Breakfast Club. Thanks, Dorothy, wherever you were there. Giving me courage to do this. I want to say, Ohomata boys and Wakan Tonga, grandmothers and our grandfathers, our ancestors, and the nations. We honor this today. There was a moment that I wanted to share. We were honored to be able to look after a lady in Oscar while Liz, we were sure, was recovering in the hospital. And I believe, I can't tell you if it was the day before she died or not, but one night we were leaving the house and I'd closed the front door and there was a security screen. Liz was into security.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the security screen kind of felt funny, and I looked up and there was just this much space between the screen and the porch, and it was this lovely, most incredible white, and I found out later, special pigeon from a bird friend that's an expert on this stuff with a amazing fan tail. And it was just there. And I wanted to share that. It was there shining in that light, and it meant a lot to me. And, you know, I did my best to try to catch it, get it to the wildlife people, whatever. It was an unusual thing. It was so calm. But initially, I had to let it go. But we're going to miss you, sister. Oh.
I'm not finished.
Oh, no.
So when I was teaching Liz guitar. We got to know each other really well while I was teaching her guitar because we did a lot of talking. But when I first met her and really got to know her, I was going to be singing and doing a service for someone else that had passed. And so I was asking her about the book I was looking for, and she ran home right then. We were in the Harmony Hall, and then she ran home and brought back the book. But then what I wanted to share with you was that she told me that when she was at her mother's service, she was sitting next to her sister. When her mother had passed away, she was at her mother's service, and her sister was next to her. And she said she saw this light go by, and she looked at her sister, and she said, "Did you see that?" And her sister said, "Yes." So I just want you to know that Liz is here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if she was going to be anywhere, she would be here with us, right? So just feel her presence and watch for that little light, but it's always here. Of Liz. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Ready for the song? Yes. Okay. I'm going to call up the band and choir now. And I just want to remind you that we have a couple more things going on in this service, but when we're done, there's more time to share stories, look at the book, break bread, be in community with one another. When we're all done here, we'll be next door in Harmony Hall. Just follow the trail of loving people. A handout, and if you didn't get a handout, please share with your neighbor. If you see your neighbor that doesn't have a handout, we're going to do a call and response called We Remember Her. Right? Your response is We Remember Her. So really that's all you need. In the rising of the sun and its going down, We remember her. In the crash of the waves and the stillness of the sea, we remember her. In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember her. In the opening of the buds and the rebirth of spring, we remember her. In the blueness of the skies and in the warmth of summer, we remember her. We remember her. In the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember her. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember her. When we are worn and in need of strength, we remember her. When we have joys and special celebrations we yearn to share, we remember her. So long as we live, she too shall live, for she is part of us. We remember her. And now I'd like to invite Reverend Connie up. She's going to share.
This is an Indian proverb that Liz loved. Yesterday is but a dream, tomorrow but a vision. But today well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Liz was grateful for all the love that filled her life.
This song is Om Shanti. It is our closing song. So sing with us if you will, or make your way next door to our Harmony Hall.
Thank you so much for coming. Please, let's go and let's break bread together. Huh? Tell more stories.